Welcome back, true believers. Welcome back to the Heroes for Hire Comic Club channel. I'm Matt, your host as usual. We got a lot of stuff going on, and we'll get into it tonight, right after this.
And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white girl.
I said, welcome to the Sunday Supershow Extravaganza. I'm your host, Matt, and without any further ado, let's get to my one of my co-hosts. We'll have some people probably jumping in from time to time. We'll wait on that, but let me introduce my friend, your friend, W Boggs 18. Boggs, how you doing, buddy?
Good, everybody. How's everybody doing? It is Sunday.
Sunday. We have a monster truck show, and I'm just kidding. We'll get to the chat here. Phil's Treehouse says, Soylent Green is people. Okay, Charlton Heston. That's scary to know, but you know what? One day that might be a reality. And Boggs is omnipresent.
Yep.
Now, Phil's Treehouse says, Boggs is people. Troy's Review says, hello. And Sadman Mystery Comics, hello, sir. Another friend of the channel. Everybody welcome in. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I am. We got some fun stuff in store. We're going to talk about the new comic book day previews and the trending comics this week and the hot comics this week. And we have a surprise topic at the end. So, without any further ado, as they say, we'll get to our first subject of the night, and we'll be talking about the new comic book day previews for the week of 2025. You see some of the previews of the covers right there. So let's get to it. And Will, what we're going to do, I decided to do with this from now on is I will read the first row, and then you can read the second row, and then we'll just switch out since it's just the both of us, okay?
All right. Sounds good to me. How long do we plan to go for? An hour, hour and a half?
Yeah, we might go just I don't know. We'll see. However long it takes to get through it, we'll try to power through the previews because it's there's a lot of stuff, always out. So here we go. Let me find my little page. There we go. So, and if you want to go over the variants, I'll pick a few out, like the Wolverine one. We might look at the variants. Nightwing issue 122 will be coming out this week. I'm not reading it. I've heard mixed things about it. Now this the next one up here we got they only got one variant for that. I'm shocked. Amazing Spider-Man issue 65. I think this is the conclusion of the 8 deaths of Spider-Man. And Mark Waid is still working on this one. Batman, Superman, World's Finest, issue 35. It's actually a pretty good book. And, of course, another Action Comics. Action Comics has been weekly for the last 3 months. So we got Action Comics issue 1082. And Ultimate Wolverine #1. And let's open that up and look at the variants. We have a Steve Skroke variant. It's a 1 in 25. You got the Gabriel look at the Gabriel Del Otto variant, 1 in 50. So this will be like the first issue of the new Ultimate Wolverine. Look at the Bermejo variant. That's kind of intense. Casanovas. Look, they got the maker on the cover of that one. And there's another one, kind of an homage to the Frank Miller Wolverine 1. We got an Omega Red. There's the Tyler Kirkham Battle Damage variant. It's a $20 variant. Must be like an incentive. Probably a in-store incentive or something. Okay, Boggs, if you can read it, here, take away. You can do the second row here.
Yeah. We've got Miles Morales, Spider-Man #29. Titans #19. Mortal Thor 19. Batman and Robin, year 1. Kind of cool, that cover. I really like that cover. I haven't been reading it because, #1, for some reason, I don't have a pull list, but #2, I just can't make it to new comic book day every week. But I love that cover because it's the bat signal in the background of them, which is pretty dope.
Absolutely.
And then the Incredible Hulk, who looks like he's about to get or try to get eaten by like a Godzilla like creepy monster. Not Godzilla, but just like a big creature.
Big giant monster. Yeah. And actually, he's always fighting a big monster every week. The art's by Nick Klein, and if you see the little green highlight, that means it's on my pull list. Although I really lowered my pull list a lot in the last couple of months because Heroes Con is kind of important. And we got Kingdom of Nerds is here. Hey, buddy.
Uh-huh.
KBDM. Greetings. All right, let me take the next level, the next row level. All right, we got Exceptional X-Men number 5. We got 4 variants for that. The New Gods number 2. G.I. Joe number 3 from Skybound Image. This is part of the Energon universe. Check out this Felix Leon variant.
Ooh,
I
gorgeous.
like this one
Those
because look at
first
this
two.
Nakayama. Look at the Nakayama.
I like the first two, but that Nakayama is gorgeous.
I think that the one up there is the one to get. All right, then we got Storm issue 4 and Laura Kinney Wolverine number 2. And I don't know who that cover art is, but it kind of looks shitty on cover A. But what's the other ones look like? I would get the Bill Lobos one. Look here, they got Sue Storm there. That one. All right, interesting. Okay, we'll take the next one. Here is there you go.
We got Gunslinger Spawn number 39. The Question All Along the Watchtower number 3. The Nice House by the Sea number 5. And the Moon is Following Us number 5. And Green Lantern Fractured Spectrum number 1.
I'm not familiar with that one. I don't know. It must be just a new miniseries or something. But the Moon is Following Us really good. I've been reading it. I just read issues 1 through 4. Talked about them with Cliff on his show, Comics and Coffee with Cliff. Also, now here's one that me or you we got Walking Dead Deluxe 105. They've been reprinting all the Walking Dead. Let's check the chat real quick. Okay. I switch back and check the chat every now and then. And this is the one me and you both, and I think a lot of people are interested in. Rogue, the Savage Land, issue 1. And this is also, the I think it's Uncanny X-Men 274. Me and you both have that one. This is like tells you what happened that they didn't tell you in the comic back then during this time period. So it's kind of like
only supposed to be 5 issues, right?
Yeah, and it's like a telling of what was going on the Savage Land that we did not see.
I liked a lot of the covers, but you and me both picked the J. Scott Campbell. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
now
mind.
The Corey Andrews does the first one. Yeah, this Lozano one's all right. You got a kind of a shot of Rogue's backside. The El Pino one's kind of cool with the dinosaurs, but this one right here, that's the Virgin variant one, the J. Scott Campbell. And then you got the regular one. That's the one I got. And then Adam Hughes. And we got I guess that's the animation one.
Yep.
There's just so many great ones, though. I mean, look at this Sleeping Giant one.
Yeah, that one's gorgeous.
I've never seen that one until now. I might have to go back and get that one eventually. So that's pretty nice. But a Rogue is a favorite character of mine in Wheels. So, I didn't mean to take it off the pull list. There we go. Then we got Scorch number 37. I believe that's part of the Spawn universe. And Space Ghost number 9. And another great series. Well, they say Space Ghost is good. I haven't really got to read it. And I know Feral number 9. That's great. It's pretty good. So that one's a bit of fun. It's been a really fun series. If you're I don't know, I'm an animal person, so it's kind of cool having the cats. They're like on a Walking Dead type adventure, And then here you go. We'll get Boggs. You can take this one.
Yep, we got Challengers of the Unknown number 2. We got Minor Arcana number 5. Avengers Assemble number 5. Black Lightning number 3. Spirits of Vengeance number 5, which that is a pretty sick cover.
That's pretty cool. It looks like he's ripped the Ghost Rider's spine out. Okay, next up we have, I've heard a lot of good things about this series. I'm going to have to go back and read this one eventually. Jenny Sparks, number 6. Then from Image Comics, we have I Hate Fairyland, number 19. From Marvel, we have Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, issue 2. From Distillery, You Won't Feel a Thing, number 1. That's what she said. All right. And Witchblade, number 7 from Image Comics. Okay, now we'll kind of move through these because I really don't know much about them. Go ahead.
Sober's Battle of Jakku, Last Stand number 3. What if Galactus transformed into Moon Knight number 1? They did a bunch of those the last week, I believe, was Gambit. Alien Paradise number 2, FML number 3, and Batman Wayne Family Adventures number 147.
Okay, and from Image Comics, we have Knights, issue 12. From Dark Horse Comics, The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos, issue 15. Okay, and I haven't read. You know what? I didn't know this was a series. To be honest, I must have missed it. But I love the show. But Star Trek Lower Decks, issue 3. If you haven't seen the show, it's pretty cool. Actually, I have issue 1 of this Standstill, number 6 from Image. I need to read that. I think this guy's got a watch and he can like stop time or something. And then we got Image Comics has The Horizon Experiment Finders Keepers, number 1. Okay, next row.
We got a Nancy Boys
Here you
number
go.
7. Doll Parts, A Love Sick Tale number 2. Milestone Universe, The Shadow Cabinet number 3. WYND, The Power of the Blood number 2. And Batman 609.
The facsimile.
Yep,
I think that's part of the Hush story, right? And we
looks
have
like it.
KBDM says he loves Farrell. Dan Alvin says he's ordering Farrell every month for the LCS.
Nice.
And you got Canadian Survival saying Brutes and Babes. What's up, buddy? Okay, let me go back to the next row. We have no image for Chainsaw Man number 190 from BIZ Media. You got Space Usagi, White Star Rising, number 3 from Dark Horse. Skin Police, number 4 from Oni Press. Monster High from IDW, number 5. And Shadow of the Golden Grave, number 1 from Golden Crane from Dark Horse Comics, number 1. I got a big whistling sound in the background. There you go. There you go,
We got
Boggs.
2000 AD number 2415. Crisis
Hey,
on
Christina.
Infinite. Hey, Christina. Crisis on Infinite Earths number 10. From the World of Minor Threats, The Brood number 2. Behemoth number 1. And Summer Shadows number 4.
And we had some from the comments here. I think Kingdom of Nerds said that Skin Police is a great book. I'm about to check that out. Usually I like the stuff that Kingdom likes. Okay, now we got Kento, A Place Like Home, number 6 from Dark Horse Comics. You got the Zdarsky Comic News, number 7. I believe that's a free comic you can get at the shop. Sataris, number 3 from Oni Press. Day of the Dead Girl, number 3 from Magma Comics. And I guess that's the foil version of the 609, Batman 609 variant, or facsimile, not a variant. I don't know what I'm saying. And okay, we're almost through this already. We're doing good.
Let me go up. Night of the Slashers, Grim, number 3. Grim Tales of Terror, number 1. No Picture for Dan 181. Judge Dredd, Magazine 476. Crisis on Infinite, another number 10.
Yeah, like Sandman was saying, do we really need another? They're facsimiling all of those. I don't know why, but yeah, you're right. I know what you meant, Sandman.
Glenn's backstage. Hey,
Yeah,
Glenn's
he's
here.
already here. We got him.
Glenn.
There he is.
Hey, sorry I'm late. Just had to do a couple things.
No worries, and we've
Right,
got
well, you're not
some.
missing much.
We'll talk to you after the show. There's something we need to tell you, but I don't want to. It's nothing bad. You did nothing bad.
Damn it. Well, then what good is it? I only like doing bad things.
I got Bloodshot
right?
Resurgence, number 1 from Alien Books. Hal, number 1 from Ahoy Comics. from Boom Studios, we have Flavor Girls Return to the Mothership #2. From Laguna Studios, the Surgeon #1 will be coming out. And from Marvel Comics, we'll have Ultimate X-Men #9 will be its second printing. Well, I like the black background on that.
That is pretty
Okay.
dope.
And we're almost through this. We'll just do this one. I think the rest of them, this is the last one we'll do, Boggs. I'll let you take that one.
Yeah. Astonishing Avengers Infinity Comics #1. That's a pretty dope cover. Betty and Veronica Jumbo Comics Digest #331. Crisis on Infinite Earths #10. That's a cool blank. That's a really cool blank. Gachakuda #123. And Returned by the King 46.
All right. Well, we got through that. The rest of them we'll just won't go through, but we'll see. I see Trev, the Shipping Guru, is in the chat. Welcome in, Trev. And that brings us to now that we got through the comic book day previews, now that brings us to our next topic of the week. The top trending 20 comics of the week, according to Key Collector app. So let's get that shared screen here. This is always a fun one. This one's kind of an interesting week. You're going to see, as you will see. I kind of went over it this morning, and it's I don't know, just it's a little bit surprising to me. I mean, some of them are not really expensive books, a lot of them, and a lot of it's got to do again with the Marvel Rivals game. So coming up, the first one we have on the list is Fantastic Four, issue 280 from Marvel Comics in 1985. This is a key facts of this book is Sue Storm becomes Malice. I actually got this book. I just claimed it from I'm pretty sure from Rob, Cheap Comic Collector. So
nice.
I've been the whole John Byrne run, because I've been collecting all the She-Hulk in the Fantastic Four, and there's been a 775% increase in copies sold this week versus the previous after a Malice skin was announced for Sue Storm in Marvel Rivals. So there you go. There's a lot of speculation on books that have been optioned this week. By the way, that's what I was going to say. I it was on the tip of my tongue, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of Lobo, and a lot of Malice. Yes, that's true, Sandman. All right. Does anybody else want to do one on here, or you should me to go through them? We will. I just we got Horizon Zero Dawn #1. The continuation of the story from the PS4 game that won a 2018 Writers Guild of America Award for achievement in video game writing. There's been a 675% increase in copies sold this week versus the previous week due to an update. Sony has elected to produce Horizon Zero Dawn as a film with Columbia Pictures.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've heard it's a good game.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll have you. I kind of did the first two, but I'll have the next one of you guys.
Yeah, I'll do the next two, and then
do this
Glenn, and then you, and then me, and then.
All right, there you go.
We got Free Comic Book Day 2013 Grimm #0. It is the original story preceding the 2013 series that went on sale 4 days after Free Comic Book Day release. It has a 533% increase in copies sold this week versus previous week after it was announced that a Grimm movie is in development for Peacock with the original producers and showrunners.
Hey, Crazy Hungary.
We got the season's #1. It is a retailer preview edition. Oh, sorry. Wait, yep. Spring is only hope for salvation for Sister Summer, Winter, and Autumn who have fallen prey for sinister forces. 433% increase in copies sold this week versus the previous work after an interview with Rick Remender promoting the upcoming series was published by Comic Book Resources.
So all it took for it to trend was Rick Remender being interviewed, apparently.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting.
Who's next? Who's next?
I believe Glenn, I'll let you do the next one. Let me get bring it up.
All right. Well, 8 billion genies #1. Chaos ensues in 8 billion genies. Yeah, I don't like doing the start or ruining the story. And this is what is it, 400 increase in copies sold in this last week versus previous week after the release of Lucky Devils, the same creative team as 8 Billion Genies.
Oh, okay. So it's just more added interest in that. It was probably a low
Yeah,
print.
the creative team. Fantastic Four 281. It's a non-key issue. No additional information is available. Yes, of course. Why is it an increase? In copies
Marvel
this, 367 increase in copies sold this week versus the previous week. Why? Well, it's a cool cover. I mean,
Yeah, and it's
You're not wrong.
it's the character. It's all about the character on the front of it because it's going to be in Marvel Rivals.
Is it really? My God,
Yeah.
I'm getting
the what's her name? I can't remember. It was up here. The name
Malice.
Malice.
Yeah,
It's called Malice. That's why. And so that's not surprising. We have Lobo's back, number 1. I actually sold this one not long ago. You can find it in a dollar bin. It's only like $3 high in a high grade. Non-key issue, no additional information, 340% increase in copies sold because Jason Momoa will be Lobo. That's basically,
you know what's funny is it's
all you need to know about that.
His back. It's literally his back.
That is
it's actually funnier the issues number. I think it's number 3. It slowly gets more weird. The covers where he actually turns into like he's wearing a woman's bikini bottom on number 3. I think it is. It's real. It's really strange.
Yeah. I remember that series back in the day. Okay, we got the next one up. We have Nice House on the Lake, number 1 from DC Comics 2021. It's override anxiety to the 21st century. Get a terrifying new face, and it might just be the face of the person you once trusted the most. Been a 314% increase in copies sold this week due to an upcoming CGC signing with James Tynion IV, Martin Simmons, Alvaro Martinez, Bueno Fernando Blanco, and Werther Del. I know I just murdered
Werner Herzog. No, okay.
Werner Herzog. Werner Herzog in the Nice House on the Lake. It is a story about the crushing spirit of life and death. Just kidding. All right, next up, somebody take that one.
That's me. Thor 134. First appearance of the high evolutionary genetist, whatever, obsessed with evolutionary experimentation. First appearance of Man Beast, a wolf modified by the high evolutionary. First appearance of Fafnir, a dragon from the realm of Nastronod. Introduction of Wundagore Mountain. May 2023, James Gunn tweeted in a response to a question regarding the fate of the High Evolutionary that he is imprisoned on Nowhere. 300% increase in copies sold this week versus previous week.
So is it really because James Gunn tweeted an answer in 2023 about this? I don't know.
That's stupid. That's 2 years ago.
Because he's gone. He's not going to make. He has no touch in continuity anymore.
Look at this. Are you serious? I just sold this book for $5.
The Authority?
The Authority, number 1. First appearance of the engineer Angela Spica, a scientist who replaced her blood with liquid nanities. First appearance of Geron Thorndike, the new Doctor with reality-altering powers. First appearance of Gamora. I call it Gamora, whatever. A dictator. January 2023, a movie based on the extremely violent team. The authorities plan for James Gunn's DC Studios Chapter 1's Gods and Monsters. 250% increase in copies sold this week.
Yeah, you just said, now say it 2 times faster, Will.
I can't. Not possible. I'm not that good.
This is the movie after Superman.
Oh, it is?
Yes. I'm pretty sure this is between this and Supergirl, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'm having
before Superman and Supergirl. This is in the middle, I think. Don't quote me, but
The Authority? And I thought it was from Wildstorm Comics.
Yeah, it's the Authorities. Like they had announced this a while ago. This is what do you call it? The bad. This is like the Suicide Squad, the boys, the whatever, right? That's basically what the Authority is.
Okay. Well,
Okay, who's
yeah,
next?
my copy wasn't high grade, so I guess I'm okay.
Yeah.
Is it
All
really
right.
going for $30? Okay, next up.
Yeah, it's
Here's
because
another. Here's one.
of Superboy 50, first appearance of Nosferatu or Nosferata.
Nosferatu.
Yeah. 250% increase in copies sold this week versus the previous. After Nosferatu made an appearance in Creature Commandos.
That's all it took. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. The next one, Detective Comics 409. This is the first appearance of Dr. Phosphorus, and obviously because he was in the Creature Commandos series. So
he's that Wildstorm belongs to DC. Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah.
And
Wildstorm was
Thorne's
always
in it.
DC. Yeah.
All right.
Rupert Thorne's in it too.
Authority characters
characters
and Wildcats
and
come back.
Wildcats
Yep.
have been back in DC titles for years now.
Yep.
I mean, I never really got into it. What's Jenny Sparks? Yeah, I know Jenny Sparks. We just went over that a minute ago. They got issue 6 came out for the Jenny Sparks. Next up, we got Detective Comics issue 469 from DC Comics, 1977.
I just did that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
We got Lobo's back, or no, Lobo 1. First issue of this is first issue, 138% increase in copies sold. That's because Momoa is involved in it, being Lobo. Next up, we got Marvel Team Up number 141, second appearance of Spider-Man's black costume, tied to the Spectacular Spider-Man issue 90. According to solicitations for 1984, the Amazing Spider-Man 252 went on sale on January 31st.
It's changed since. It used to be tied with 252.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a pretty big book either way.
How many more we got?
Well, I mean, it's a mid book, I guess, but it's still pretty big. We only got like 2 more. Here you go.
Okay.
I'll just take it. X Factor 24 from 1988. First cover and second appearance of Angel as the Horseman Death. In X Factor 38, Beast gives Warren Worthington the new codename Archangel. Worthington appears in full as Horseman Death in X Factor issue 23. And in multiple cameos leading up to this issue, there's been a 117% increase in copies sold. It's kind of an X-Men key, so it doesn't really matter if there has to be speculation. We got Incredible Hulk number 6. This is from the new run, the latest run. I mean, I didn't know it was worth that much. I think I have this book. First full appearance of Ghost Rider of 1944, Sal Romero. And there's been 115% increase in copies sold this week because the previous week, because Ghost Rider 44 story continues in the new Hellhunter series, which is about that, like it takes place in World War II.
One thing before you go to the next one, the X Factor 24, just as a nice little side note for people, X Factor 24, 25, and 26 are actually connecting covers. It may be the first connecting cover in Marvel. It actually connects. If you get them, they really do connect. It's hard to see when you see it, but sorry. Continue. Sorry.
No, that's awesome.
Well, we already did the Hulk, so we'll go. I do have this. I have this one signed by Frank Miller. Batman 404 is the start of Batman Year 1, Part 1. Origin of Bruce Wayne. First appearance of Holly Robinson becomes an ally of Catwoman. There's been a 100% increase in copies sold this week. But this has always been an interesting book for Batman fans, especially if you can't afford the old stuff. This is a good one.
I'll have to get that one eventually.
It's like a 4-part series. It's very good. And somebody do this one. We're almost done with the.
Yeah, I'll do it. The Lucky Devils number 1, variant cover by Ryan Brown, new this week.
All right, and we got 2 more.
Time Slide number 1, variant cover by Rob Liefeld, new this week.
And it's a 1 in 50, and it's $85 high grade. Wait, really? Okay. Well, it looks kind of like he's trying to do it looks like the pose that Deadpool had on New Mutants 98.
Kind of.
And then last but not least, It wouldn't be a trending 20 list if there wasn't a Mark Spears book on it, right?
Mark Spears
Mark Spears.
Monsters #1, third printing, cover art, inspired by Nightmare on Elm Street 1984 promotional art.
I'm telling you right now.
No duh.
Yeah, I'm not a speculator or anything, but if you're going to spec on some newer books that might be up in value, you better start FOCing all of his stuff. I'm just saying right now because it's hot right now. I don't know how long it's going to be like that, but it may be for a while. But so we got Mark Spears next up, and I'm glad I use these little graphics now because then I can make clips of all this. I put these in there. This is our next subject, the Hot 10 Comics of the Week according to the Key Collector app. And let me get it set up, then we'll share the screen. And this one's always fun to me but I'll tell you what, usually you're going to see books, the same books about a lot on this. Okay, I'm tongue tied. Sorry. All right, let's share the screen here. First up, we have Predator #1 from Dark Horse Comics. For high grades, going for 60. This is the first appearance of Predator in a standard comic book. Marvel has acquired the rights to publish Alien and Predator comics from Dark Horse. They did that in 2020. There's a secret Predator film directed by Dan Trachtenberg that directed Prey that is rumored to release prior to Predator Badlands. So they've been, if anybody's not seen that movie Prey, it is so awesome. I recommend it if you like the Predator movies. And we'll go to the next one. We'll do this part first. A 9.8 sold for $500 this week. That's a 13% increase. The 9.4 is up 42%, and it sold for $165 versus the average of $109. It's ranked on Predator #1 ranked on the first Hot 10 of 2025 due to 2 live action film projects. Sorry, I had a message come on my screen while I was in the middle of this. Due to the 2 live action film projects releasing later this year.
And be careful when you're out looking for that book because the first and second print look identical. You have to look inside on the indicia to see whether it's first print or second print.
Yeah, I have heard that about that book. That it's there's like you got to look at it very closely, examine it closely to figure out which one's the first print, right?
Yeah, you'll see them when they're side to side. It looks a little redder or oranger, one of them. But if you don't see them side to side, you'll think they're identical.
Oh, okay. What if I could bring that screen up here? We could look at it. I should have done this earlier.
Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay, next up we have, we'll show it, Daredevil issue 131. And that is from Marvel Comics, obviously, 1976, the year I was born. And it's the first appearance of an origin of Bullseye, which is one of Daredevil's biggest adversaries. High grade copies are going for about $500 raw. And we
blue
have
chip comic.
Yeah, this is a blue chipper. It's always going to be pretty big, especially for Daredevil fans or fans of Marvel Comics, especially. 9.6 sold for $855 this week. That's only a 7% increase. So it looks like there's not a lot of big increases, I mean, in percentage of what they're sold for, really. Well, it's about 14% on the 3.0. Went for about $136.
No, but 7% still not bad. You're looking at about 8%.
Outrageous. It's not when they're not. People are not.
Oh no, it's not skyrocketing. No.
Yeah, so people aren't really overpaying for this book, but it's always going to be a solid book.
Oh, it went down quite a bit, so it's got to be. It's one of the blue chips are going to rebound first, right?
Yeah. Oh, Cliff's here. I'm sorry, Cliff. I didn't see you, bro.
Hi, I got here just in time. Hey,
hi,
Will.
Cliffy.
Yeah. We're almost. We did 2 on the top on the trending list here.
Well, I gotta say, I will gladly defend Daredevil. Right now, it's a buyer's. This Daredevil, Bullseye's first appearance. Like that's in my eyes, that's a real collectible. right?
Mhm.
And right now, it's a good time to buy. That's all I can say. And I've seen some beautiful 5s and 7.5s. Beautiful.
Yep.
So, like
Mine's really nice. The only thing it's got is a little split at the top of the spine, and so we're talking anywhere between 7 to 8.5, and it looks beautiful.
there you go.
All right. Well, I'll let somebody else take the next ones they want to. I've read till I'm about to. Here we go. Another big book. It's always going to be important to Spider-Man fans and comic book fans in general.
It's the
I'll
third
just read
appearance
it.
of Venom
Oh, go ahead, Cliff.
and the first full cover appearance of Venom. We've only seen his head prior to this on issue 315. Are we really down that somebody's head doesn't count as a first full cover?
Apparently we are.
Again, this is like a solid collectible, but I don't feel it's as solid as the Amazing Spider-Man 300,
Oh, absolutely. I agree. But it is a very iconic cover. You got Spider-Man in peril with Venom on top of him.
Yeah.
Ready to bite his head off or something. And this is another book that's like, out of the McFarlane run that the cover sticks out. And, I don't know. I like it. Eventually I'm going to get this book, but I'm collecting all of his Amazing Spider-Man run, and it's going to be a very expensive road to hoe, as they say, to get some of his books from the Amazing Spider-Man run. But there we go. Next one up. Well, do I really have to say anything about this book, guys? I mean,
no, there's nothing to be said. The first appearance of the Jackal is really one of the most fantastic comics in Amazing Spider-Man history. The Punisher also makes his first appearance in this issue.
Yeah, but he's like a back character. No one's heard of him.
Character.
He's nothing.
And there's some guy named John Bernthal is supposed to reprise the role. I didn't even know he played Punisher. Interesting.
He left Walking Dead? Really?
Really? Was he in The Walking Dead? Oh my God, no way. I do know he's got a cool podcast. If anybody ever, I don't know if he's still doing it, but he used to have a podcast called Real Ones.
I'm pretty sure he's still doing it because I think I saw a clip of him and Jamie Lee Curtis the other day from his podcast.
And might I say, John Bernthal is a badass. All right. They got a 9.4 sold for $4,000 this week. 10% increase. That's no surprise. In a rock goes for about $2,000 in high grade. So,
yep.
All right. Now we're going to get into the big boy ones now. Here we go. Glenn, you want to take that one?
Sure. Fantastic Four 48. It's the first Silver Surfer. And of course, the cameo of Galactus. I mean, there's nothing that needs to be said. This is the first of the triplet series, 48, 49, and 50.
Something tells me that Silver Surfer character might be big one day.
He may.
I don't know. So we got that going on. Let's go. Let's just get through this.
And Galactus might be appearing in a window somewhere.
Somewhere. I don't know. But look at the 9.4 sold for $14,400 this week.
Yep.
Okay. You know what? I may be shopping for like a 1.5 or something. You know what I mean?
Yep. A 1.0 that looks good. Yeah.
Well, they're down.
That.
These are all down. Cliff's
and
right.
48. Now we got 49s on the list too.
Yep. As I say, yeah, 49. Of course, this is the first appearance.
I was just on with MJ, and one of the questions was, what do you think about the market for the coming year? And I said I have no clue. I'm like, I do not have a crystal ball into speculation. I was like, but at this moment, it is a buyer's market. Get out there, and and hunt out your deals while you can.
Get them while the getting is good, as they say.
Especially if you're looking to put big runs together, get the big books now where they're cheaper. So when it rebounds, the lesser books,
right? They'll still be cheap.
Yeah, they'll still be cheap. They'll just be, they may increase 20%, but it's not a big amount.
Here's an interesting anecdote. This week, a coverless copy sold for $250 and broke the previous record of $228.
Yeah, I just saw one sell for 5 something. It was probably a 6.0.
Okay. Would somebody like to take this one? I think we know why it's on here. I think we
Green
know why.
Lantern, number 59. First appearance of Guy Gardner, Hal Jordan's backup Green Lantern. Guy Gardner is to be portrayed by Nathan Fillion in Superman Legacy. Let me tell you something. This book is not going to be on the rise because Nathan Fillion doesn't appear to be doing a damn thing for this character. So unless that movie is miraculous, unless he does a miraculous performance in that movie, I expect nothing from this book. The fact that it has a 16% increase on that 7.0 and a 22% increase on that 6.5, unbelievable. But I do love me some traditional Guy Gardner. So, hey, if you could find that 5.5 out there, good for you.
There you go. Yeah, maybe unless it's like an Oscar-worthy performance, I don't know if it's going to stay on here. This book
Classic.
is a classic. It does have to be a reason for it to be on here, but this is Uncanny X-Men 141. I'm actually going to be looking for this book this year. I'm working on some Uncanny stuff. I'm trying to get all the Uncanny X-Men. I'm maybe a bit too ambitious, but I'm trying to get all of it from 1980 until when Jim Lee left the comic. So, but it's probably better than trying to get all of them back to like giant size X-Men or X-Men 1, but still, I'm going to be spending a little bit of money. First team appearance of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, first appearance of Destiny, first appearance of Avalanche, first appearance of Pyro, first appearance of Rachel Summers, daughter of Scott Summers and Jean Grey. Number 3 on the Hot 10, a 9.8 sold this week for $1,000. That's a 36% increase over the average, which is 804. And then the 9.6 sold for $400, which is a 31% increase. The Mark Jewelers insert and an 8.5 sold for $200, which is up 22%. And I hope everybody's used to seeing the Fantastic Four on this list because we have another entry on here. This is the Fantastic Four issue 50.
Oh my god.
Apparently, it didn't.
I'm guessing Will isn't a Fantastic Four fan.
Will's not impressed by it.
No, I am, but I'm just there's so many.
Yeah, but this is the third part of the triplets.
Yeah,
It
and
is.
it's of course an iconic cover by Jack the King Kirby. Classic battle: Silver Surfer versus Galactus. Third appearance of Silver Surfer. Second appearance of Galactus. First appearance of Wyatt Wingfoot, an ally of the Fantastic Four. Introduction of the Ultimate Nullifier, a weapon created by the Watchers against the defeat the Galactus.
And look what I have.
What do we have?
Fantastic 455.
Hold on.
No, we already did the Lobo said, man. There's no Lobo on this. I don't think.
So my only claim to fame on this Fantastic 455 is the fact that it is the fourth appearance of the Silver Surfer.
Well, that's awesome. This is, you got to have all three. There has been some Lobo. Kingdom Nerd said he loves it. And we got Crazy Hungarian saying he would have made a great Hal Jordan.
Oh, you have
They've
it,
been doing
Glenn?
for years.
Dang.
There we
You
go.
didn't see
There's
it.
mine.
You just said it. And now they were asking if there's no Lobo. Well, here you wanted Lobo. Here's Lobo. Omega Man number 3 from DC Comics. From 1983, high grade and raw. It's going to be about 100. It's the first appearance of Lobo, Intergalactic Bounty Hunter. Although I will add, his costume's looking a lot like Metamorpho on this cover, by the way.
Yeah.
Of course, there's some guy. He's been in this little movies like you might have heard of, like, I don't know if you heard, it's like an indie film called Aquaman. And there was this show that nobody watched called Game of Thrones that he might have been on for a little bit. I got a dog coming over at my feet, licking my toes for some reason. Well, I got my shoes on, thank God. So he must have a foot fetish. Transactions for this week sold for higher than the previous 12 months average. A 9.8 sold for $400 this week.
Time to sell.
Yep. Sell. If you were on the stock floor or on the floor of the stock exchange in New York right now, we'd be going, sell. Now's the time to sell that. All right. Well, we got through it. I can't believe it. now my screen wants to crap out on me. All right, let me stop sharing this. And Sandman's Mystery Comics said, I knew it was going to be here somewhere. You were right. Also, it was a forgettable role. Well, yeah, well, I will say it was a forgettable role for Conan because there's only one, guys. I'm sorry. There's only one Conan the Barbarian, and he used to be the governor of California. All right. Anyway.
Ronald Reagan?
Ronald Reagan. Can you imagine Ronald Reagan painted like a Frazetta painting with a sword? And Nancy Reagan at his ankles, holding on to his leg. God, now I got that image stuck in my head. I'm going to have nightmares.
That was your own fault.
Yeah, that's my fault. Well, we have a special topic that's near and dear to my heart, as you probably know, but there's only one problem. I took the time to print out a synopsis of every one of these movies, but my printer ran out of ink and you can't read it. So it looks like we're wigging it unless some kind person on this panel would like to Google these movies and explain them to everybody. But you don't have to do it. But I know I can do a few of them, but some of them I'm not as familiar with. But I compiled a list of 10 of the movies that were so bad, so terrible, that they were actually good.
Oh, that's one way of approaching that.
But I do have to tell you something. I want to show you a picture of what happened to me this weekend. I got in a fight with a predator. And so it was really tough. He was coming up behind me, but I kicked his ass. You know, because I was like, I remember what Arnold said. He said, if it bleeds, we can kill it. So, okay. That's my goof off of the week. But the first one on the list is called Birdemic. Shock and Terror. This movie is pretty much.
Hey, Matt, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay. Like I said, this movie is pretty much an abomination to cinema. There's one scene in particular in it that's, I don't know why the writers wrote this in the comic guy in the movie, or why it was even in the movie, but they're the two guys in the two of the male characters in the movie. Of course, there's like a epidemic of the birds are like killing people, right? And they said, "Where's I can't remember the girl's name, but the guy asked the other guy, he goes, they're in the car, and the girl's not with him. He goes, where's Tiffany at? And he goes, oh, she's over there taking a shit." So I don't know why they put that in the movie, but all right.
Ooh,
I have good taste most of the time. We got Sandman saying an asylum film is an abomination to cinema. Yeah. Well, that one is terrible. If you think that one's bad, it gets worse from here, fellas. I don't know what else to say about. I gotta get this comment off the screen so you can see it. Okay, this is from a guy called Neil Breen. What can I say about Neil Breen? This is a vanity project. And what I mean by vanity project, you might be mad. Some of you might be wondering, what is a vanity project? Well, I will tell you. A vanity project is usually when there's a movie that's produced, written, directed, and starring the same person. And this movie has all four. This hits the quadrifecta, or whatever you want to call it. And it is the worst. It's probably one of the worst movies of all time, but it's so bad, it is funny. So this guy thinks he is okay. The one thing you got to know about Vanity Project, and Cliff, you might know this too, is when he writes about his character that he's playing. Of course, he's the greatest and smartest person in the world. He has sex with all the women. He cannot be matched in his physical prowess. You know, I mean, he's just like, and they always say he's like, you all always know another telltale of Vanity Project. The character will also be like an ex-Green Beret that worked for the CIA, who is a computer hacker genius, right? So we're starting to get a pattern here, right? So this guy, his wife is killed or something, and yeah, you never heard of this? Well, I tell you what, everybody do yourself a favor and Google Neil Breen after this show. You won't be disappointed. This man is insane. I don't know what else to say about this movie. It's so bad, but it's really funny. I mean, you'll get a kick out of it. But the next one on the list is from a man. Has anybody ever heard of a man called Andy Sedaris?
Yeah.
Well, that's the next one on the list. It's called Hard Ticket to Hawaii. And this was one of those movies that you would see on Cinemax at like 2:00 in the morning back in the early 90s. And what all of Andy Sedaris' movies have in common is they all have women with large breasts shooting guns. And there's always a scene where they're in a hot tub topless. And there's actually a quote in the movie from the see the blonde with the big rocket launcher on the right there, Cliff?
Mm-hmm.
They're getting off the plane and she goes, let's go to the hot tub. I always do my best thinking when I'm in the jacuzzi. So, and of course she does her best thinking topless in the jacuzzi.
Of course.
Of course. I mean, and then all the guys are buff, you know, and just
for me, thankfully.
Yeah, and dumb as bricks.
Little for
Probably
you,
like
little
like
for us.
Buff. Cliff, do you like them buff and dumb as bricks? I don't know.
I mean, they're great in the sack. What can I say?
All right. Yeah, the special effects are truly. Yeah. They're. I don't know. They're not. Because here we got. Yeah, aggressively relaxing says Neil Breen is the smartest, most competent man in the world, but the government is always trying to stop him. Yes, I don't know why, but you know that's where we're at. But yeah, but these are a fun movie. These. I mean, they are what they are. Andy Sedaris knew what sold, right? And there's a reason he made plenty of these. But the next one on the list, I think it does maybe have some naked women in it, but this movie is really a true abomination in the highest sense of the order.
Oh, God.
Leprechaun 2.
I remember this.
Back to the Hood. Okay. Or Leprechaun Back to the Hood. And as you can tell, this movie takes place in I think South Central Los Angeles or something. And so Leprechaun's fighting a bunch of Bloods and Crips in it. So do I have to say anything else about this? Because that pretty much sums it up. All right. This next one.
I'm surprised we left out Malibu Express.
Well, there's only so many I could put on a top 10 list. So
that's true.
But the next one up was Miami Connection.
Oh.
Yes. And the one thing I know about this movie, the lead character, this is also, I think, a vanity project.
Yeah.
And the one thing he says in the movie over and over is, do you understand me? I think he says it 250 times in this movie. Do you understand me? I'm like, no, I don't, because I can see boom mics hanging out in the shot. Obviously, the people were not mic'd properly because you can barely hear them talk. And they did no audio dialogue replacement. So, yeah, this one's abysmal. But it's funny. Never heard of Miami? Yeah, and that Crazy Hungarian, you're right. Miami Connection is pure cheese. But it is wonderful pure cheese, right? All right. Next up on the list, we have, I think everybody knows this one. And it's from probably one of the worst directors of all time, Ed Wood. And we have Plan 9 from outer space, of course.
But this was my heart. This is the masterpiece of it's so bad it's great. This
Absolutely.
is truly the peak of it's so bad it's great.
Look at Sandman said about the Miami Connection. It looks like it was airbrushed by a street vendor in Santa Monica. This movie, yes, and it's got the great, but right, Bela Lugosi was in this movie. It's one of the last movies he was ever in.
Yeah, and he's not even really there for the whole thing.
No,
they
no, he died.
There's this part in the movie where he's covered, and that's a stand-in.
I know, and it's just the story is disconnected. It does not make any sense. But I mean, Ed Wood was just, I don't know. I know he's been voted the worst director of all time, but you know what? That would have probably made Ed Wood happy because at least somebody knew who he was.
Yep.
And you know what? The one thing you say about the man loved movies, he didn't have a lot of money, but he didn't let that hold him back. Because he may have lacked talent, he didn't let any of that hold him back. And I think it's honestly, what do you think, guys? Is it kind of inspiration that he plugged on anyway? We got Sandman saying it's not that bad if you watch it in color. Well, I don't know. That just sounds like you put lipstick on a pig to me, but I don't know. It was okay. We got crazy. It was the director's chiropractor who replaced him. Yeah. Okay. There you go. And also on a side note, if you're looking for a good biopic, Johnny Depp played him in a movie called Ed Wood. Go check that movie out. It's really good. It's not so bad. It's good. It's actually good. And the next one up, me and my friend Kevin watched this the other day. I think 2 weeks ago. And you've heard me talk about it before. It's Samurai Cop with the one and only Robert Zadar and Matt Hannon. Is anybody on the? Any of you seen this movie? I highly recommend it.
I have a very long time ago.
No, I don't think so.
And Robert Zadar, if you don't know who I'm talking about, he was the guy. He was in Tango and Cash. He was the bad guy they fought in the prison that Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone had to fight. He was also always a bad guy or a henchman. He plays the main character in the movie, and the main bad guy, Robert Zadar does. And if you remember also, because you probably heard DJ Links talk about this movie ad nauseum, he's the star. He's the bad guy, the main villain of Maniac Cop. Yes. And he's got a distinctive jawline. He's hard to forget. He looks like he came out of a Jack Kirby comic book. And the reason his jaw was like that, and anybody's curious, you know why his jawline was like that? He had some kind of glandular disease that made his jaw look like that. So
it only got worse with age, the poor guy.
I know. God, I saw the last movie he did before he died. It was hard to watch, Cliff. It was hard to watch.
It was. The
best was the conversation the cop had with a female doctor at the hospital. She talks about asking him if says, well, did the doctor cut off too much when he circumcised you? Because I only like big men. And there's also another line in it where she's talking to the female cop who's in the helicopter, and she goes, "Are we on for the night?" He goes, Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll see you tonight. Keep it warm for me. Who talks like this? In real life, the dialogue is crazy. They had to do a lot of audio replacement for it. And there's a funny story where Matt Hannon said that after the movie's over, he thought it was over. He had long hair for the movie. So he cuts it off because he was trying to do other parts, right? And shows up and like, wait a minute, you cut your hair? We got to do more scenes. We have to do reshoots. He goes, well, I don't know what you want me to do. So they bought a cheap wig on Hollywood Boulevard. And so if you see in certain seconds of the movie, you can tell he's wearing a wig because he puts a hat on over it, and it looks terrible. And they didn't have permits to film this movie. So they had to like do it guerrilla style or shoot it like a lot of it shot at the same houses at different angles. And if you see like the final battle scene, somebody will be shooting from one place that's in a different place than where they're at. So it's just, I don't know. And it's just a funny movie. And like, there's just like so many crazy lines that don't make any damn sense. And if you get a chance to check it out and you're bored one night, next one on the list is probably going to be on a lot of these lists. Sharknado. And of course, it's got Ian Ziering, right? From 90210 was in it.
Yep. He's in all of them, isn't he?
Yeah. And you know what? I'll give Ian Ziering this. He embraced it. You know what I mean? He just goes with it. And why not? Why not? I mean, the premise is they have all these tornadoes and they pick up these sharks from the ocean and the tornado's spinning and we got sharks inside the tornadoes. Thus,
wasn't Tara Reid in it too?
Sharknado. Yeah, Tara Reid was in it.
Who? Tara Reid.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I misheard that terribly.
Yes, and I also, Tara Reid was very memorable in the movie Big Lebowski. She had a certain line in there; it's hilarious. Sharknado is an institution.
It truly
yes, it is. And we'll get through the next one. This might be the worst movie on the list. I don't know.
What number are we at now?
We got 2 left. This is number 9. Troll number 2. I don't know what to say about this movie. It's terrible. It will always be terrible. If one day if people watch this movie after we're all dead and gone, they'll be like, in like society's collapse, they'll be like, what in the hell were these people? No wonder society collapsed. You know, what does he say? Matt, watch The Greasy Strangler. You won't regret it. I don't know. I may. If you watch this movie and you haven't seen it, you will regret watching it. And another one you're going to regret watching is the last one on the list because, well, they back in the 80s, E.T. was a big movie, right? So, of course, there was going to be somebody trying to copy it. And I think you know what I'm going to show you. Mac and Me. There's one scene in particular where the kid's in a wheelchair. They find this family of aliens, right? Well, the person, he's in a wheelchair and he goes right down a hill. And isn't
that the one where he goes down the hill and he goes falling?
Yeah. It's been memed 1,000 times. But yeah, it's a terrible movie. And apparently, though, because of product placement, when the aliens get sick, all you have to do is give them a Coca-Cola and they get better. I don't know, but it's a pretty lame movie. It's hilarious. It's so bad, it's hilarious. And now there were some honorable mentions that I probably didn't put on the list, but I'll let you guys put. If you guys have some honorable mentions, we'll be talking about it now. But
you know what movie was so good it was terrible, but I'm always not a huge fan. Like it was terrible, but it was movie. I don't know, just me. I didn't like Van Helsing.
Oh,
I hated
it. Was all right.
It was
Hey, Legion, how you doing, man? Well, hey, Legion, you're lucky. You missed the.
Oh no, not Van Helsing. What is the parody? What's the parody? Stan
bad
Helsing?
movie list.
What's the parody?
Cliff, do you have any movies that I didn't have on the list that you feel should have been on the list?
Is it Van Helsing the parody? No, Stan Helsing. Stan Helsing.
I think we all know how I feel about Madam Web.
Stan Helsing sucks.
Oh, that reminds me. We have a video that Cliff shared with me. Cliff, let me find this video. If you can find it, if you want to bring it up, I don't know. Would it be quicker for you to do it?
Maybe. Let's see.
My video, when I play video on my stream, my internet's so lousy that it's Legion. Yeah, Van Helsing was pretty good. I liked it. It was Hugh Jackman, and I have a huge crush on Kate Beckinsale.
I meant Stan Helsing.
Okay.
I meant Stan Helsing.
Yeah, Mac and Me wasn't terrible. It was a staple of my childhood. I feel like the only reason people even know this film exists is because of Paul Russick's appearances on late night shows. Yes, because he always says he has a clip. And when they get ready to show the clip of his movie, they show a clip of the kid going down the hill in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Hey, I have this clip of my movie. He's like,
he always does this too on Jimmy Fallon, Conan O'Brien. Okay, Cliff, let's share this screen. We'll talk about this after we watch the video.
The worse, Joker 2 or Madam Web?
I would say Madam Web.
Madam Web or Morbius?
I like Morbius. I like Morbius, but Madam Web's still the worst.
Madam Web or Steel by Shaquille O'Neal?
Bro, I'm going Madam Web. Steel was still all right. Steel was all right.
Madam Web or Batman versus Superman?
Madam Web.
Madam Web or Catwoman?
Damn. Just Barry. Madam Web.
Madam Web or Elektra?
Oh, Madam Web. Electro's fire to me.
No, calm down.
I mean, between those movies, Electro's fire.
Calm down. Madam Web or Suicide Squad 1?
Madam Web.
Madam Web or Daredevil?
Madam Web. Oh, y'all, come on.
Madam Web or Fantastic Four 2015?
Michael B. Jordan one?
Yeah.
Fantastic Four.
I agree.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Fantastic Four or Green Lantern?
Can we say both?
I gotta go one or the other. For the sake of the debate, you gotta
for the sake of the debate. Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four or Ghost Rider 2?
Oh, Fantastic Four. Even though Ghost Rider 2 wasn't that great, but Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four or Venom 2?
Only because how they did Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four it is. Which superhero movie is worse?
Okay. So he almost thought that Venom 2 was worse because of the way they handled Carnage, but he caught himself and still decided to go Fantastic Four.
Well, that movie is freaking terrible. I don't know. All those movies on they listed there are pretty bad, but I don't know. But I guess I'm kind of deranged. I kind of like. There was one redeeming quality in the Suicide Squad movie, and that was Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, but that was about it. There wasn't nothing else going to save that movie. But they actually cast it well. It's just it wasn't executed great.
They had a lot of that problem in the DCEU.
Yeah, but I will say that Batman versus Superman, if you watch the director's cut, the movie actually makes more sense. It's so much better. It's like night and day. Yeah, Legion. I liked it. I mean, I think one was a fun ride, but I think it was better than Elektra, to be honest with you.
How many minutes are we going more, Matt? Just asking, because I'm gonna go do an errand real quick, like 5 minutes.
I don't know. We're in bonus time right now, so
okay. I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll stop everything and wait on you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, guys. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Oh, I do want to do something, and it's funny you're on the show, Cliff, because I'm spotlighting some of my friends' channels, and I didn't know if you were going to show up or not, but you're on the list. So let me see if I can present the screen. I'll share the first one, and we'll do Cliff's show. We'll let him talk about his channel since he's here. But of course, Cliff on Comics. We might even show a short from your channel. If I can get it to come up, it looks like I'm having trouble with my internet. Oh, there we go. So, if Christina, if you're out there, would you put his link in the chat? I'll try to do it myself right now. Hold on, let me highlight it. There we go. Cliff, I'll let you take it away since you're here.
Thank you, Cliff on Comics.
Actually, I got a fun video I just did with it.
There you go. Home to Comics and Coffee with Cliff, Saturday mornings at 10. Although I do alternating Saturday mornings currently. And we'll hope to have some alternating comics and cocktails with Cliff in the evening. I also hope to get over this cold. But please go check it out. There's other videos there. I do some unboxings. If anyone who does the subscription, I mean, I haven't done anything yet, but I intend to do something very soon. But most importantly, that money goes to help the Hyde Park Food Pantry, which has been great with helping my place of work. And that's and of course, I got weird little shorts from all sorts of fun little videos that I do with so many people. But it's great. Yeah. Oh my God. What? Yeah. So Rob, going through the comic box to do a giveaway on my birthday was phenomenal, and I love that short. And I just pick out. It's like it's a really expensive pull. It's really fantastic.
Well, let's check it out. I don't know if I'll be able to share it correctly, but we'll do it.
Let's hear it. Tales of Suspense 72. Featuring giant freaking Nazi robots.
I love that.
I love that giant robot.
Perfect for a cover challenge. The second appearance of the Wrecking Crew.
Yes.
Game stuff.
Love it.
Wonderful. Your game stuff looks like.
Red Sonja issue 1.
Wow! No way! Yeah. Woo! Dang it! I should have won that one.
And then I actually have to reach up here.
Oh, he's reaching.
Uh-oh.
Let's hear.
Yeah.
Oh, we already. It's at the end.
Tail.
All right. Okay. I should have probably picked. I probably should have picked a better one. I don't. Oh, sorry, Cliff.
That's all right.
All right, but it was good. Yeah, every Saturday that Cliff doesn't have a show, I assume it was a weekend meant for me. Okay.
Well, that's sweet.
All right, next. is a guy, and this guy is like a very energetic. He's very enthusiastic. I love his videos. He's a very creative person. He's an artist also. He does art in his spare time, but his comic book room is amazing. They call it the Hawk's Nest, and it's let me get the thing. It's Higgy Pop's Comics.
Oh,
He is a force of nature. This guy is awesome. He's got a lot of energy. He's very creative. He always has some kind of creation that he's come up with in the Hawk's Nest, and he loves Hawkman, as you can tell. You see, he always plays different characters. Like he likes to dress up like Conan. He actually opens his mail calls with a big giant Conan sword. And I'll give you an example of what I meant by his high energy. Here, we'll just do one of his shorts. We'll show it.
I got it back. I got my Hawkman outfit in there. He's like, yeah, I don't know what to do. I said, nah, just some clothes. I said, I'm a rodeo clown. How do you become a rodeo clown? I don't care. What it'd be like everyone's hanging around the rodeo. All right, what bull am I riding? You're like, no. You're not riding the bull. What you're going to do is you're going to keep everyone safe. When the bull's good and angry, you're going to protect everyone else. Oh, all right. How do I protect myself? Put makeup. You put makeup on. Okay. Look at this. This thing's heavy, too. I got 2 packs. Gotham City Comics in Arizona. Guys, thank you so much. So, I have my Hawkman outfit in the
Well, you kind of get the general idea. But he's got about 723 subscribers. So, everybody, if you're not subscribed to Higgy, I'm going to drop his link in the chat. He's a good guy. He's fun. So we'll put the short in there. We'll put the link. He's a fun guy. If you've not seen his videos, he does these 40-minute videos. It's amazing. And okay, next up, we have 2 more to get through. And another good friend of mine. I'm always on his show on Saturdays. He's from the land down under.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I think we are. So you know who I'm going to spotlight? It's Mad Spidey. Simon. It's taking a while. Sorry for the slow connection. It's the way it goes these days. Oh, he just got to 1,000. He's criminally undersubbed, people. But there you go. We'll see. You got some of his videos. He does unboxing videos. He has the live hangout. There I am right there with me and Izzy and Rob and Papa Willie, the great Papa Willie. And we'll show one of his shorts. He shows off the statues. So we'll show one of the statue videos. Let's do the short because it's easier. We're going.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh,
All right. I like his. I had to get out of there real quick because I was afraid of that music.
That music will strike you. And will strike you good.
Oh, yeah. So there is his link. And Sad Man Mr. Comics says he likes it when he calls people an effing cunt. Don't we all? Okay. I probably should have said that word, but sorry, Mom. Then we got my next one up is my friend. He does claim sales, and I think he's criminally undersubbed too.
I'm sorry, I gotta leave you for a minute. I'll be right back.
Claim sales. He's having one on Wednesday this week, and he does I don't know. I guess he's still doing the hangout stream. We do on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Psychotronic squirt gun, my pal Aaron, the psychotronic squirt gun. Aaron's not in the hospital. No, I'm in the middle of. All right, let me bring this up. It's going to take a minute. He's only got 391, so he's like 9 away from. I got dogs barking. We got all kinds of shit going on here. we're not. He's 9 away from 400. So let's get him to 400 and maybe to 500, maybe even further. He does like. Here you see his claim sales. He does. That's just me showing. I don't know why it showed me on there, but I've been co-hosting with him. He does haul videos, and he likes to show you the inside too of the art. Aaron's a good guy. See if I can find a short. Does he do any shorts? I don't guess he does any shorts. Okay, well, but he's also been doing this thing called the Januaries, where they make you come up with different songs, and so he's got several songs. I'll give you an example of one, and he'll like clip in movies with it. We'll just show a little bit because he don't have a short. But it's where you make a different song every day. He's a creative. Uh-oh. My screen just went blank in the middle of trying to get that video off there. And then, okay, just give me a minute. I'm having technical difficulties. All right, guys, somebody have to take. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's my screen's locked up. It just went black. I don't know what to do.
It'll come back.
You're okay.
Just yeah.
I can't get it to come up. I don't know what's going on here. There. I think I got it. I don't know. Sorry, just bear with me. My computer's acting like an asshole right now. All right. Well, we'll just.
Well, he'll be back.
He'll be right back in. Just close the browser, reopen it.
Right, or just power it off, power it back on, whatever it takes.
Throw it out the window, punt it out the. It works.
It does. It does. It can. It truly can.
Yes.
I'm trying to find some cute stuff. And I don't know what I'm doing. But hey, I did pick up this lovely Miracle Man 15 reprint.
They reprinted that? Really?
Yep. No, they reprinted all of Miracle Man, and then as it was moving forward, the Silver Age, it started including new material. But this one is the original, and then the extra material in here. Hey, Missing Mars. The extra material in here is like stuff that like they changed, that stuff from like the original.
Oh, okay.
Things and stuff. So it's neat. I was impressed because I've never read this in any way, shape, or form, and I tracked this sucker down. And I only paid $5 for it, so I'm happy.
Nice.
And it is one of the most violent comics you've ever seen.
I think I broke the internet, gentlemen.
You're okay. We can see you.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
fine.
All right. Well, I don't know why it booted me out of my own stream, but thanks, internet.
So, right. Cliff, basically. Oh, sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm done.
Oh, I just had a question. That book. So, is it something like Marvel Superheroes, the 2003, where they reprinted the missing or the not printed, like Miss Marvel 24, like that type of thing? All the extra stuff?
No. It was all the stuff that had previously either not been reprinted or just hadn't been reprinted in so long.
Okay.
Because Neil Gaiman and McFarlane were so involved in like who owns what, remember?
Yep.
So anyhow, Miracle Man got released over to Marvel, and of course he was called Marvel Man originally, so haha, but so they start reprinting it, and like some of the initial stuff, like first of all, they did all those covers with Miracle Man on the cover just to like get people like used to the idea that he's coming back. There was all those Miracle Man variants.
Mm-hmm.
But then they just started reprinting the old stuff. And then I remember there was like an issue 0 that had new stuff by Neil Gaiman. And then as the Silver Age kept coming, I kept finding stuff that had new material in it. So I was like, oh, cool. And then of course,
Cool.
Now who knows if we'll ever see anything more of it. But as far as I'm concerned, the original Alan Moore Miracle Man, where that ends is probably where it should have ended, and then that's it.
Does anybody have any other comics they want to show off or anything before we go?
No, I showed my stuff there, the new stuff that I got this week
Okay.
in my videos and on your last stream. So
Okay, I haven't got anything new to speak of yet. I just I've been waiting on some mail to come. It's well, come on then, Legion. I'll send you a link, man. Here. Would somebody send him the link?
Yep.
Glenn's like, I've got this.
Well, I can get the link. My question is, where do you want it? In the public chat?
Oh no, I'll send it to him. I'll DM him.
Okay. Send it to Mark. I have my stuff's been delayed because of these snowstorms, so I'm still kind of waiting. Of course, we only got like about 3 or 4 inches here. Maybe not that much. Maybe 3 inches. We got 3 inches. That's what she said. Anyway, couldn't resist.
Understand.
Everybody check out Mark's show too at 8:30 tonight. He does that at week's
end.
There he is. Let's bring him on. I thought he was going to be Mark. I thought you were going to be too busy with your show, or I would have invited you earlier. Sorry.
No, I heard someone say 3 inches. I'm like, that's a formal invitation.
There you go.
It's been a busy day. I just sat down right when I started watching you, and kind of getting things at the desk in order. How are y'all?
Well, fine. We just kind of got over the so bad they're good movies. I thought it was a little fun little. I had all this thing printed out, Mark. I was so prepared, right? I typed out all the synopsis of those 10 movies, printed it out, and my inkjet was out. So.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, those movies were so bad. You did so good curating that list. Those movies were so bad, I almost had to stop watching the list of the movies. That's how bad they were. I'm like, should I change this video? Nah, I'll just set it to the side and start straightening up.
Yeah, well, I tell you to watch those movies at your own peril. I warn you.
I've seen a handful of them, not all of them. I've seen a handful.
Check out the Bill Brain movies. They're something to behold.
I reference the Sharknado movie often. Whenever a new movie comes out, Sharknado always gets brought up by me at some point.
Well, do you have any honorable mentions that we didn't have on the list, Mark?
Bad movies? Man, I don't know. I think you hit some good ones. You got Invaders from Mars. That was a wild one. My childhood, just this offbeat sci-fi movie, the buried spaceship and the people like getting sucked into the sand and the weird brain scrotum looking things with legs that were the aliens. That was a good one.
It's always the 80s were like the king of that. The other one I failed to put on the list, and I don't know, but I love the movie. It's called Ninja 3: The Domination. And
is there leather involved?
Not really, but it's got the girl from. Have you ever seen the movie Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo? It's got the girl from it in it, and she at one point pours V8 juice on her chest for a guy to lick off. But besides that, it's about a ninja who assassinates this guy, and he kills like all these LAPD cops. They finally shoot him down. Like it took like 100 bullets to kill this guy, and he finds this girl, and he possesses her body, and she is possessed by the spirit of a dead ninja. And there's a classic line on it. It's got what's his name? The guy from Enter the Ninja was a bad guy, and he was in Revenge of the Ninja. I can't remember his name, but he's like a famous guy for playing a ninja, Japanese guy. And he says, "Only a ninja can destroy a ninja." And so it's hilarity ensues, insanity ensues. It's even got a possessed samurai sword coming out of the closet, like floating around. It's crazy.
Do you know what else has a possessed samurai sword? The first Suicide Squad. The first Suicide Squad.
That's true. She got the souls of all its victims are inside the sword, including her husband. Yeah, katana.
And it's got some cringe dialogue to go along with it. Remember, she comes out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere, walks onto the helicopter, and Rick Flag says, "That's Katana. She can cut all y'all in half," just for no good reason. Just
But I also like the line that Margot Robbie delivers in that scene. She's like, "Oh, I love your perfume I smell on you. Is that the stench of death?"
Yeah, that movie was a blast. I love that movie. I see
know
the
what?
errors. I see the problems with it. They're not hard
there
to
are
see,
some
but
problems, but
man,
Margot Robbie steals the show.
well, I don't know, man. I think there's numerous moments from a handful of the actors in it that have standout moments, but moments don't make it the
has
movie.
some good moments in it too. I thought
It had some killer moments in that movie, and even the actor who played Diablo had his little time to shine at the end when he went full on. But there's definitely some cringe stuff in there as well.
Yeah, but but I'm just saying, like some of the funniest one-liners in the movie are from Margot. I think a lot of them, like the when they're getting their gear and they're getting ready to load out, to go into the city, and she's like, "What? Kill everybody and escape?" And she,
voices.
Voices. That's not what they said. But and like we were talking about that, and I'm gonna talk about it again. Batman versus Superman. If you watch the director's cut, it's not that bad a movie.
I don't think the theatrical cut is as bad as people give it. The the ultimate cut is fantastic.
Sandman, I see where the direction he was trying to go with it though, and he
I
probably didn't copy Ledger a lot. So
I remember the first time I saw the Suicide Squad, like seeing it in theaters for the first time, and I remember when Joker walks in, you could feel the tension in the room because no one knew what to expect. No one knew what we were going to get from him. And when you had the Belle Reeve guard who was gambling away money that he owed people when they put him off the floor, and the Joker comes in, like that was a legit good scene.
Well, it was really acted great, especially by the guard. Like he really looked like he was scared shitless when he puts his hands on him. He's like, you're going to get hurt if you keep talking like that. But yeah, I don't know. There's some redeeming qualities, but I like the second one better, obviously. But we'll give another thing. I will give credit for Suicide Squad 1. The soundtrack was dope as hell.
Yeah, that was part of the problem with that movie. Yeah, the soundtrack was there. I don't know. WB got cold feet and wanted to mimic Guardians. I remember the first TV spot and trailer for that movie. There was no neon lights in the marketing. There's no crazy soundtrack. It looked like a standard David Ayers movie, which are gritty and have a sense of realism to them. And they went very far from that with the marketing and tried to shoehorn the new style into the film. That was through the era of WB interference. That was kind of their thing. They absolutely loved to go in after the fact and interfere with a product.
Let's see if they can resist that in their current incarnation.
I hope so. They had too many cooks in the kitchen, and of course, I think Zack Snyder. I'm sorry, that's not the first time I confuse those two. I do it sometimes, but anyway, I think the one thing about the Justice League also was, there was a tragic event. We won't get into it, but I think we all know what happened.
It wasn't just Justice League though. It happened with Batman v Superman as well. There's like a multi-angle with the issues that happen with those films. You have an era that's plagued by studio interference. You have a director who cannot work inside the parameters of his job. And you also have an era where they're trying to find the sweet spot of making a movie that you can trim down so that when it comes out on physical media, you can offer something that hasn't been seen in theaters. Because across the board with movies, blockbusters, comedy films, everything, when it released on DVD or Blu-ray, it had the option of buy this basic copy or buy the unrated or director's cut for the extra footage. And that was part of the marketing strategy from all the studios to sell a movie ticket and then sell a physical copy when it came out. This is before streaming was big, so people were still buying physical media. So partly the format of the industry itself was to blame, partly Zack Snyder thinks too big for a 2-hour movie, and partly there's a lot of interference on the studio level.
Yeah.
What's up, Mark?
What's up, baby?
What's up, baby?
And I tell you what, there's I have an opinion on some of these movies, like, and we hear a lot of these movies are plagued with fact they go in, and I'll tell you what it is. I think is an Achilles heel, and I think actually hurts. It's when they go into these, they have these test screenings.
Who's in the audience? That's what I want to know. Where do they
hit
do
the panic
these?
button. They hit the panic button. If it doesn't go exactly the way they plan, and they start overreacting and knee-jerk reaction, and maybe they do need reshoot sometimes, but we saw this here recently when the movies get ready to come out, the new Captain America movie. As soon as they did a test screen, they just went back and recut the whole thing.
They've recut it numerous times.
Yeah, numerous times.
Not just once. They recut the whole film. They need to start doing a better job with test screenings and not just test screen stuff in LA or wherever they do them. They need to simultaneously run a test screening somewhere in California, somewhere in New York, and somewhere in Atlanta, because they have the studio stuff in Atlanta, and then send something to Kansas, slap dab in middle America. If you're not hitting 4 points like that, like you're trying to get a movie that a $200 million budget movie that you want to see clear close to $1 billion, you got to get everybody in there. It's got to be pretty decent for everyone.
Yeah, because that's one thing I think is a problem is a lot of times the what they call the flyover states get kind of ignored when it comes to, and I don't really think they're flyover states. I don't like that term. You know what I'm saying. Anybody got anything they want to show before we go? Just think of anything cool?
These were what I was putting up, my my amalgam books that I had out recently.
Oh,
just
cool.
just some of the ones that I had out that I took with me to Heroes last year. Vogsy has probably seen a handful of these. They were with me at Heroes getting signed. That one's signed by Howard Mackey and Al Milgram.
I'm bringing a handful of books this year to get signed, not just 3.
This was signed by Cliff's favorite artist, John Romita Jr. And this was
I can see this disdain on Cliff's face.
This was signed by Jomi Palmiotti. I'm sure everybody can guess who this one was signed by, because the signature is very straightforward.
Larry Hama.
That's the one. The G.I. Joe guy got it.
Of course I did, because Larry Hama's my dude.
Jose Luis Garcia Lopez.
Nice.
And then I got the where it all started, right down the middle, right there. Dan Jurgens.
Yeah, I'm getting my Death of Superman signed by Jurgens.
Dan Jurgens.
Is he? How much does he cost?
Dan Jurgens. I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of a jab, Cliff. It's kind of Cliff doesn't really. He's not a big JR fan.
That's not true. I can show it again, Cliff.
I like how Glenn stopped in and said, you have 3 people with comic in their handle and you're a comic fan, you stop and listen. That's pretty great.
Damn right.
I wonder who made that cover look palatable for him.
You can say that, but this is from an era when he wasn't his own worst enemy. I mean, that's the 90s, man. And of course, Val Zemeckis.
I love that one. That was that one in the Dark Claw, one of my favorites.
Yeah, I had
and
this
the
one.
Spider Boy's good too.
Yeah, these are just the ones I pulled out of the 24 of them to take with me to Heroes Con to get signed based on who was there last year. I'll check the list and pull some different ones for 2025. But some people, some of them, there's no one left to get signed on them. Unfortunately,
didn't they bring out an omnibus for the amalgam just recently, or about to?
They did. It's Mark's first omnibus.
That's his first omnibus.
and only omnibus I'll get.
I thought they did.
Yeah, I paid $50 for this because I get them deals, son.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it doesn't include JLX or the first Magnetic Men due to one terrible human, Gerard Jones, who has crimes against children. So DC doesn't reprint any of his work.
Good.
Because they don't want him to collect any kind of money, obviously. Which, I mean, I get it. You can go out and get those stories if you haven't read them or want them. sad to say, he did some really, really influential stuff for Green Lantern and everything. He's Martian Manhunter and other stuff. But those works of his are not hard to get on the secondary market where you can get them and nice versions where he receives no money from it. So go get those,
Yeah.
Don't. But yeah, it's pretty dope. But the only reason I actually got this, because I have all these floppies and everything, it was all for the bonus content. In here, they have the alternate fight endings, because just like with the death of Jason Todd, they were running the voting so close to printing that the creatives had to do both possibilities. So in the actual printed and distributed version, we got the 5 fights that we were able to vote on. And in the back of here, you get the 5 alternate winners, which is, I'm like, man, that's a selling point for me. I'll pay full price for that. And I did. Mine, well, not full price, but I got me a copy. And it was awesome, man. It was super cool. And it turned out to be a lot more bonus content in here. I have a lot of these, but it has the full trading card set in here.
Oh,
I mean, I wouldn't suggest cutting it out, but if you're ever wondering, these cards are expensive to get a sealed box online. I've checked, but they're really cool to go in and see all the characters that were all spread out through those 24 stories plus issue 4 of DC versus Marvel. Some really cool stuff. Good bonus content.
As an omnibus should contain.
Yeah, again, like it's new to me, so I wasn't. I mean, if you watched it, I did a video on it, which got pretty good views for my channel. And I hit a point where like clearly my excitement kicks in, where I'm not just a casual reviewer. I'm just start fanboying over the new material for the Amalgam universe.
Now, the one thing I will say about JR is I like some of his Uncanny X-Men work.
Look at this.
Some of his Amazing Spider-Man work of the 80s. Let me bring you back up here. Sorry. I got ahead of myself. Oh, cool.
That's JR.
I kind of like that one.
Yeah, anybody with eyes does. There's a lot of pencil work on that too.
You see, that's one thing I see lacking these days is pencil work.
Yeah, and this Spider-Man debacle is not his first time with that. He new material in there. Just bonus content, not like new stories to read or anything. But I've got like the old trade paperbacks. I got, and all that. And there's stuff in here that I've never seen printed before. So it was worth the pickup.
Awesome. Actually, I do have something to share if everybody wants to see it.
I do.
All right. And some of you probably have seen it, but my friends Ian and Becca, we lost them.
Yeah.
I did a trade with them, and we got these Boom Studio books. John Carpenter's involved in it, and Boggs keeps jumping in and out. We got Big Trouble in Little China.
It's all in the reflexes.
That's right. It's all in the reflexes. When that 8-foot monster bangs your favorite head up against the barroom wall and asks you if you paid your dues, you look that monster right back in the eye.
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail.
Yes. It's old Jack Burton.
I'm looking for a girl with green eyes. Got Big Trouble in Little China #2. And John Carpenter was involved in this. So
is this a new story or is this just an adaptation of the film?
This is a continuation. It picks up right where we left off.
So the creature there on the cover that hitched a ride on his truck.
Yeah. I won't spoil it for you in case you want to read it. But yeah, it picks up right there when we're going by and he's on the back of the truck there. Yeah. There's #3.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this one's my favorite. I think one of my favorite covers. It's got the 3 storms on it.
Yeah.
And
that was like our first taste of Mortal Kombat could be done.
Yeah, that's right. And it
before Mortal Kombat even existed.
Yeah,
Raiden in Mortal Kombat is partly based off that dude.
Oh, I had no clue. I know that that's where my mind went as a kid.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that they had got the idea from it. And there was another series in it too that they gave me a bunch of, and these are low print run, and it's called Old Man Jack.
Oh, for real?
Old Man Jack.
That's awesome.
And,
who published that one?
Boom Studios.
Okay.
and some of them are it's a low print runs, I reckon. Look here, here's some low pen. I want to know what's going on here. They're like side by side. And I think it's more like post. They got another one I'm looking for, Mark. It's called Jack Burton meets Snake Plissken.
Just two Kurt Russells.
Yeah, it's meta. It's meta as hell. But I won't share all of them. But I want to share you another thing they gave me in the trade. This was a surprise. They threw these in for free in the trade.
That's pretty cool.
It's a 50%
and I've got to mention someone who likes those. I'll say it after the stream. Ooh.
Was kind of a controversial cover, I think, when it came out.
Yes.
But it's Batman jacking up the pointy head guys. And I got a Swamp Thing from them. That's pretty cool. Alan Moore Swamp Thing. And we got a Giordano cover of a Wonder Woman, the 40-cent Wonder Woman. Check this out. That's pretty cool. So I won't bore you, but that's all I wanted to share. I don't know.
Cool trade.
Cliff, you want to show anything before we go? I'm trying to keep it under 2 hours because then I can't clip it if I don't.
I have nothing to show until next week.
Okay. Well, guys, I think
you can't clip it if you don't hit the 2 hours.
If you go over 2 hours, it won't clip it.
Oh, then
not with AI.
I mean, look, I'm very proud of my 4th appearance of the Surfer. All right, that's all I got to talk about.
Let's go.
Let's see it. Hold on, let me bring it up here real quick, then we'll go. I'll sign out and we'll talk backstage. I got something to tell you guys too that you need to know.
Oh,
this is a nice one.
Yeah, well, Will found out about it. I'll let him talk to you about it. But I don't want to put it out there on the internet because people's privacy. But one of our friends is not feeling too good today. So, guys, I'm going to do my little outro. I got just some housekeeping to do. Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Comic Conversations, episode 10. My guest will be Couple Comics. I'm going to have to change my logo on that one, though. I just changed it to me looking like Akira because I think I'm cool. All right, so that's going to be Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. But tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, another claim sale. I should have made the font a little bit a different color, but, it is what it is, right? So that's all I got to say about that. And then I do this show every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'd like to thank all my guests for showing up tonight. And it really means a lot, guys. I love the love. You know what I'm saying? So let's just, until next time, true believers, excel.
And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white girl.